basis. Every day I'm going to open the book up and read a word. I'm going to do something to show that I am sincere about my new path and my new direction. And if I don't, do I judge myself? Do I beat myself up? Am I critical of myself? No, I'm not. Here you go again. All right, you did it again. No problem. You're sweet, you're innocent. Guess what? Choose once again. Just keep choosing over and over. Okay, I didn't do it 10 seconds ago. I'm going to do it this 10 seconds. I didn't do it a minute ago. I'm going to do it now. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Just be honest with yourself. I have so much faith in you all's power that I don't believe anything you tell me about being a victim to anything that's happening in your life. I'll listen with such compassion and understanding, but for not a second do I think that you don't have the power to get out of the situation that you're in.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. Because I don't want you to buy it in me, but I want you to be compassionate. But don't buy it. Ah! Finish this paragraph. So it says, the Holy Spirit exists in your right mind. So that means the Holy Spirit is the bridge to exchanging perception for knowledge. Okay, so I'm going from perception, right, to the knowledge. Then there's got to be something that gets me there. That's called the Holy Spirit in you. Knowledge is light. So when you hear the word light, and people hear the word, I am a light being, that's the same as saying, I am a knowledge being. I am knowledge. You are knowledge. And the only light in which you can truly see is knowledge. You will not truly desire to unite your mind and heart in wholeheartedness until you see clearly. You won't unite your mind and your heart until you see clearly, right? So one purpose of the distinctions you have made between mind and heart are their ability to keep one part of yourself blameless. In other words, whatever happens, your divided notion of yourself allows you to both protect and conceal. You protect and conceal. Wow, that's deep. So fault, in other words, fault always lies elsewhere. The guiltless part of you is always free to redeem the guilt-filled self. So there's a part of you that's totally innocent, and it's going to completely redeem and heal the part of you that thinks it's guilty. As a matter of fact, the part of you that thinks you're innocent, guess what? That's the part of you that's got you in the chair. So you know it exists. Your guilty self wouldn't have you here. Your guilty self would have you doing something else right now that makes you feel even more guilty. It's probably fantasizing about it even as I speak. This idea of self-redemption has long been a culprit that has kept union, even with your own self, undesirable to you. The concept that in oneness there is no need for blame or guilt or even for redemption is inconceivable to the separate mind, but not to your heart. The fact that you are blameless, the fact that you are guiltless, that might be inconceivable to your mind, but it is not inconceivable to your heart. And you know it's not. In your heart is nothing you like more than to believe that you're innocent and loved and safe and cared for. Your mind might say, that's crazy stuff, you can't trust people, watch out, you better try to be on the guard all the time, be defensive. Your heart, though, says, you know what? I know that I'm innocent. I know we're connected. I know you're beautiful. So would you acknowledge yourself? We're hearing this much stuff. My goodness. Wow. All right, so let's do the next little thing that we're going to do, which is the thing that we do, right? And for you to tell yourself, I love my story, I love my drama, I love my story, I love my drama, I love my story, I love my drama, I love my drama, I love my drama, I love my story, I love my drama, I love my story, I love my drama, I love my story, I love my drama, I love my drama, I love my story. I love my story, I love my drama, I love my story, I love my drama, I love my drama, I love my story, I love my story, I love my drama. Hello, let's do it. I love my story, I love my drama, 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 I love my story, I love my drama. Why? Yeah, because it gives us a sense of specialness. It even makes us aware that we even exist. Some people's lives are so boring that the only thing that they have to entertain themselves is all the drama and conflict that they go through, or else how else would they even know they were alive? Oh, I must be important because I'm going through this and I'm going through that. My life must be meaningful because I'm dealing with this and I've got to deal with that. You know, it's like without your drama, what do you have? If you're not allowing yourself to creatively express yourself and be who you really are. If you're afraid to be the powerful person that you are and to really express yourself at the level that you know you're capable of, it just leaves drama to make myself feel alive. Or, here's another good reason for the drama. I feel guilty. I need to punish myself. I feel guilty. I need to punish myself. What better way to punish myself than to be in constant conflict? So, remember that you're the cause of your receiving the good loving thoughts and support that you're receiving right now, and acknowledge that the good stuff that's happening in your life, you're instrumental in those things happening. It didn't just happen to you by accident. If there are more people in your life that love you and you finding yourself having more peace than you've ever had before, broken in two by some periods of conflict, because we've learned that on the way to being peaceful, we're not going to always feel peaceful, so we're going to take that requirement off of ourselves tonight.
Just like that.
The other thing that we heard tonight, what's the highest, loftiest aim that we could have? What's the highest
your
goal? To
perception.
change our perception. And that means to change our interpretation. Perception is what? Interpretation. So, to do that, you need to accept a teacher who's more aware of the truth than you are. Use that teacher's interpretation of your experience instead of your interpretation of your experience. How can you tell when you're using your interpretation of the experience instead of the truth to interpret the experience?
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change. What else? You don't have peace. What else? You're upset.
Don't feel good.
You don't feel good. So I always know when I have a wrong perception. When I have a wrong perception, I don't feel good. It doesn't mean it's a bad perception. It doesn't mean that I'm guilty for the perception. It's saying I'm not using the perception of truth. If I was using the perception of truth, like for instance, and I use this because it's such a dramatic example. You know, when my sister made her transition in the fire earlier this year, the only reason why I could handle that at any level of peace was I had to interpret it differently from what the world would interpret it. Which is, my sister was a body that died in the fire. There is no peace that comes from a perception like that. If I look at it as she is an unlimited spiritual being who laid her body down because she had fulfilled her part in this phase of her spiritual development to move on to a higher level of learning, and she still exists, but just outside of the body, just as much as I do, I feel better. Sister's still gone at the level of the body, but I feel better. So actually, having a healed and corrected perception doesn't necessarily mean that physical things will not appear to happen in your physical world. Having a correct perception means your reaction and response to it will be more peaceful than ever before. So don't look at spiritual progress as being you always having your fantasies fulfilled the way that you think your fantasies have to be fulfilled in order for you to be happy. Spiritual progress is generating your joy from within to the point that nothing on the outside can affect your joy one way or the other. In other words, your joy is separate from your experience. Your joy isn't being caused by your experience. You're just joyful. The experience is out there. Wow. When you're unconscious, you base your happiness on your script. I'm happy because I saw that cute person across the room and they asked me out, and now we're having a good time together, and I think we might be forever. Now I'm happy. That's unreal happiness. Because then it's based on that person always being in your life doing the things you want them to do. That's unreal happiness. That's not self-generative happiness. That's not happiness coming from the joy within you. So we're being told that as your stuff comes up, as it surely will, because now you know the truth, how will you deal with it when your ego comes up and you feel your ego feelings? Who can tell me? How will you deal with it? Nod. What else? Have some compassion for yourself. And then what will happen if you do that?
Let it go.
It will dissipate. And then what else is going to happen right after that? soon there'll be something else that'll come up for you to, it's right, something else will come up for you to release and for you to let go of and see it with compassion. So how would you like to have peace tomorrow at a level you never had peace tomorrow? Okay, I think I would.
Yeah.
How can we do that? Don't expect tomorrow to be peaceful all day. And you'll have a more peaceful day tomorrow than you had today when you was expecting it to be peaceful all day. I'm gonna tell you, I'll say it again. Peace comes from accepting all of your feelings. All of your feelings. Making all of your feelings okay. Peace does not come from, I select this one as a good one and this one is a bad one. That's the one I want. Now, I'm telling you this because I need to learn it. I'm telling you this because I'm working on it myself. I'm telling you this because I also go through the exact same thing. The only difference is the little time that I've been working on this, I have more confidence and a willingness to use the tools. That's the only difference between me, I think, and anybody else that's so-called new. A new person thinks about it all the time. They analyze all the time. They do everything in their head. And because they do it in their head, they never do it in their physical body. Do you know that? That when you run something down in your mind completely from A to Z, you usually don't do it in the physical body. If you become conscious, you go, oh, I'm going to use this tool that I just heard today. I'm going to nod and I'm going to have some compassion for myself and I'm going to say, oh, I feel upset today and that's just the way I feel. I'll even cry. I'll even scream and shout. That doesn't even mean them be cute. I may seem like the biggest bastard that ever walked the earth, but I'm going to be compassionate for that little bastard in me. So have compassion for the bastard in you. I appreciate y'all. Come on. Come on. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. I love y'all. Sometimes. Don't push it. Hugs are available.